Hi guys, so today I'm going to do an experiment in my kitchen. Yes, I still have Christmas decorations up, don't judge me. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna play with salt water, cold and hot, and fresh water, cold and hot, and see how the density affects its movement. We're talking about density, we're talking about how compact it is, right? When our air is dense, it's that cooler air and it sinks to the bottom. When it's less dense, it raises. So without further ado, we're going to start with salt water. So before we get started though, you need to open up your books to page 84. Oh wait, right, page 84. And then we're going to take this glass of water. It's just fresh water. It's about room temperature. And we're going to put salt water in it. We're going to see where the salt water goes. Okay. So first I'm going to add hot salt water. Hot salt water is yellow. Ready? Here we go. Make a prediction. Here it goes. Now wait a minute. We know that hot should rise, right? What's affecting this so that it sinks? Right, because there's salt in it, it's more dense, it has more particles in it, making it sink. Okay, now we're going to put cold salt water in here. Let's see what this does. So if you look at the top, it looks like there's yellow on the top, but that's actually the reflection. It's the reflection of the bottom on that rim. Okay, here we go. Now here is our cold salt water. Ooh. Now we have 3 layers. With the fresh water on the top. With the fresh water on the top, we have a yellow layer, which was our hot salt water. And then we have our cold salt water. Now, if I leave this long enough or if I stir it, it's going to change. But when I just put it in gently, you can see those 3 different layers. Fresh water, hot salt water, and cold salt water. Okay, so record your observation in step 2 on page 85. Go ahead and pause me while you do that. Right, now I'm going to switch. And we're going to take a new glass. And in this glass, we're going to test fresh cold water and warm fresh water. Okay, warm fresh water and warm cold water. Now, in your book, it says to have clear water, but it's really kind of cool to watch what happens in the clear water. So this is room temperature. And we're going to do, let's do cold first. Now my cold is blue. Ready? Great. Here's my cold. Ooh, totally sinking, isn't it? Definitely sinking to the bottom. Okay, now if I were to stick my straw in here and stir it up, it would all mix together, right? We don't want that. We want to just watch those different layers. And as you can see, it's definitely sinking to the bottom. We have a thicker layer down here, and it's clear up top. Now, the force of it going down can make it mix. Just like when we watch that fan video, eventually it's going to mix together. Okay. All right, here we go. Now here is hot water. This one is green. Hot, fresh water. See what happens here. Not so much thinking on this one, huh? But several in here. Okay, so we definitely have that green line on the top. Ooh, very distinct. So now I have the hot fresh water on the top, kind of a line for my fresh, just room temperature water. And then blue, which is starting to take over, isn't it? But my blue cold water is more towards the bottom. Okay, record your observations in step 3. And you can pause. Right, so now we have another one. In this one, we're gonna record what happens with my cold fresh water beneath, see what if it does something versus my warm yellow salt water. You ready? All right, so our yellow salt water should sink, right? That's what we discovered last time. Let's do it. Definitely sinking. That salt makes it go down, doesn't it? Definitely going to the bottom. So we're gonna see what happens when we add cold fresh water. Remember when we did cold fresh water in our freshwater experiment, it sunk to the bottom, right? So we're gonna see what happens if I have this layer in here of salt water. Let's add a little bit more. I like to have lots so I can really see. All right. Definitely have that strong layer on the bottom of yellow, right? Now we're going to do our cold fresh water. Our cold fresh water sunk last time. See what happens this time. Oh, interesting. Let's look. What did we see? Let's do a little bit more so we can see it a little bit more clear. Why do you think it's not sinking? So which is more dense? The cold fresh water or the warm salt water? That's right, the warm salt water is more dense. Okay, so record your observations in step number 3. All right, so now we're gonna put all of the different things in this same one and see what happens. Are you ready? Okay, so remember I have warm salt water. Then I have my cold fresh water that kind of sat at the top. Let's see. Let's do our hot fresh water, see where that shows up. That is sitting right across the top. Do you see that nice green layer right on top? I'm going to put quite a bit in here so you can really see. So now I have blue in the middle. There's a blue in the middle, green on the top, yellow. Let's put some more blue in here so we can really see it. My blue is going underneath my green, but above my yellow. See? My blue is right in here. Let's put some more so we can really see it. See it? You can really see it when I enter it. Those are right in between. So I have the green on the top, blue, and then yellow. All right, let's put our red, our cold salt water, and see what happens. Where is this going to go? Make a prediction. What do you think? Okay, let's do it. All the way to the bottom. Now, when I'm adding this, I am having some solutions being mixed together. That's just what happens. You know, you're kind of stirring the water up with its movement. It's kind of churning. You can watch it churn. But my red is sinking to the bottom. Cool, right? If you ever get a chance, this is fun to do at home. And then you can also try different solutions and put sugar in things. And you can change your temperatures to see what happens. All right, so you're going to answer the rest of the questions on page 85. And then we'll move on. All right, see you later.